This conference will now be recorded.
Okay. So guys, in last class, which topic we completed? Yes. In last class, which topic we covered, guys? Can anyone tell me?
Programs on life cycle of bean.
Okay. So basically, we have completed the life cycles concept. So now, guys, next we have to go for the concept that is auto wiring. Yes. Next we have to go for the concept, guys, that is auto wiring. So till now, guys, if you remember, if you want to inject one object inside another object, we used to do it explicitly. Yes, till now we used to, now if you want to inject one object inside another object, we used to do it explicitly. But now we want that the object, like one object, should be injected inside another object automatically, that is implicitly. Yes, so till now, guys, we have learned how we can inject one object into another object. So we used to do explicitly. Yes, we used to do explicitly by using, yes, by using reference, by using a reference tag. If you remember, guys, in last class, last to last class, if you want to inject one object inside another object, we used to perform it explicitly using reference tag. But now if you want to perform implicitly, even it is possible, guys. Yes, even you can perform the auto wiring implicitly, in the sense IOC container will do auto wiring for us. Yes, even if you want, you can give the responsibility of wiring to IOC container. So now what IOC container will do, they'll perform this auto wiring implicitly. So let's say we have two class. Let's say we have two class A and class B. Yes, so what we used to do, we used to make use of bean here, bean class, and here we used to pass its fully qualified class name. Next we used to give a name. Yes, we used to give, let's say, name equals to something. We used to give name of this particular thing. For this class also, what we used to do, we used to pass here bean class equals to, bean class equals to, here we used to pass fully qualified class name, and for this bean we used to give some name. We used to give some name. Yes, this much we used to do previously. Now let's say here A is dependent on, here A is dependent on B. If A is dependent on B, then A need object of B, then A need object of B. So what we have to do, we have to create the object, we have to create the object of B, and we have to inject in A class. Yes, here, guys, if let's say we have two class and here A is dependent on B, so what we have to do, we have to create the object of B and have to inject in A class. So that we used to perform it explicitly by using a tag reference. So we can use here value reference equals to, and we used to pass this particular name here. If you remember, guys, we used to pass this particular name. Yes, and then we used to close the bean tag. So previously we used to perform, yes, previously we used to perform wiring, in the sense we used to inject one object inside another object like this. So we used to make use of one tag, basically value reference, or heads up you can pass ref equals to, and we used to pass the name. But even Spring Hibernate will give facility to perform wiring by itself. That is, IOC container can take responsibility to perform wiring. That is, IOC container can inject one object inside another object automatically, that is implicitly. So what is auto wiring? In the sense, auto wiring feature of Spring framework enables you to inject the object dependency implicitly. So if we have a feature in case of Spring framework, we have a feature that is we can inject one object inside another object automatically, that is implicitly. So that will be done by IOC container. So just we have to provide, you want to inject one object, particular B object to which class, A object to which class. So here IOC container will take a responsibility and it will inject the object. So basically guys, let's say till now, what type of injection we used to perform? So that was nothing but we used to inject one object inside another object manually by using ref tag, but even it can be done automatically. So let's say if if A is dependent on B, then obviously A want object of B. So here object of B can be injected inside class A automatically by IOC container. So what is auto wiring in Spring? In the sense, in case of auto wiring, IOC container will take the responsibility and IOC container will inject the object to a class wherever it is required. And to inject this object automatically, IOC container can make use of setter injection, or IOC container can make use of constructor injection. Yes, if even if IOC container is going to inject one object inside another object, this IOC container can make use of two types of injection. It can be setter injection or it can be constructor injection. Now, but there is main drawback. There is a main disadvantage of auto wiring is that this auto wiring can be performed. Yes, this auto wiring can be performed only for object type. Or you can say this auto wiring cannot be done, or auto wiring cannot be used to inject primitive and string value. So by using auto wiring, we cannot inject primitive or string value. It is applicable for object. So you can say it works only for reference. So guys, very basic point. What is auto wiring? In case of auto wiring, IOC container will take the responsibility to inject one object inside another object. So this type of injection or this type of wiring is known as auto wiring, because here user will not write any code. Here user is not going to write any specific code to inject. So just we have to specify where to inject, like which class need the object of another class. Just we have to specify. So here IOC container will inject the object implicitly by themselves. Yes, so this type of wiring is known as auto wiring. So basically, whenever IOC container is able to inject one object inside another object, this type of dependency injection, you can say, is known as auto wiring. So basically guys, this auto wiring is possible only for reference type, that is only for object type. We cannot perform auto wiring for primitive type or string type. It is applicable only for reference type. And even it is not applicable, we'll see in case of collection, that part we'll see later. So remember guys, it is applicable only for primitive. It is not applicable for primitive and string type. It is applicable only for reference type. Now guys, can you tell me what can be the advantage of auto wiring? Yes, since it is done by compiler or IOC container itself, so what can be advantage?
Reduction in code complexity.
And what can be disadvantage here? Very good. So we are not going, we no need to write any code explicitly. Yes, in the sense, whenever we go for auto wiring, we will not write any code explicitly. That is the main advantage. And you can say the length of code will be reduced. Yes, So it requires, whenever we'll go for auto wiring, it requires the less code because we are not going to write any specific code for injection dependency or for dependency injection. Now, what can disadvantage? Yes, very good. So in case of this, in case of auto wiring, for programmer there is no control. That's it, no control of programmer. Whenever IOC container is going to perform auto wiring, then there is no control of programmer over it. It will be done by IOC container itself. So second, first disadvantage, no control of programmer. And you can say second disadvantage, guys, it is applicable. This auto wiring is not applicable, or let's say it is up. Yes, this auto wiring is not applicable for primitive and string value. This auto wiring is not applicable for primitive and string value. So main advantage, guys, length of code will be reduced because to inject one object inside another object, we are not going to write any code explicitly. It will be done by IOC container itself. Now, what can disadvantage in the sense? So main disadvantage, no control of the programmer. Second disadvantage, it cannot be used for primitive and string value. It cannot be used for primitive and string value. So guys, we have some. So again, this auto wiring can be done in two ways. Again, this auto wiring can be done in two ways. So we can perform this auto wiring by using XML. Yes, we can perform this auto wiring by using XML, and even we can perform this auto wiring by using annotation. Yes, we can perform this auto wiring by XML, or we can perform this auto wiring using annotation. So guys, whenever we are going to perform auto wiring by using XML, we have some mode. We have some modes. So first mode is nothing but, you can say no. Second is nothing but by name. Third is by type. Third is by type. Fourth is constructor. But constructor. And fifth is your automated or auto detect. Auto detect. Yes. So guys, whenever we are going to perform auto, have different mode. We can perform in different ways, or you can say we can perform in different mode. So first is no. First is no. Second is by name. Second, then third is by type. Fourth is by using constructor, and fifth is auto detect. Fifth is auto detect. Now coming about first one, no. Coming about first one, guys, no. It is default auto wiring mode. Yes, by default it will be auto wiring mode. It means no auto wiring by default. So by default, guys, the auto wiring will be no. By default, the mode will be no. So if auto wiring mode is no, then in that case, IOC container cannot inject one object inside another object. So by default, auto wiring no. Next, we can perform auto wiring by name. We can perform auto wiring by name. So the by name mode injects object dependency according to name of the bean. So guys, what are these things? We'll discuss one by one. No need to worry, because I'll explain now, you will not get. So we will see these things once we'll go for program. So if someone will ask what is auto wiring, then what you can say, guys, you can say auto wiring is nothing but it is a process where IOC container will inject one dependency inside another dependency automatically, that is implicitly. But the main disadvantage, this auto wiring is possible only for reference type. This auto wiring is possible only for reference type. Now coming about advantage of auto wiring, we are going to write less code. We will not write any ref tag and all to inject the dependency. It will be done by IOC container itself. So just we have to specify to guys, there's network issue here. Yeah, now you can hear me, right? Am I audible now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So that's what there is no control of programmer, and second, it is not applicable for primitive and string type. Now, again, this auto wiring can be performed in two different ways, that is by using XML and by using annotation. Now, whenever we are going to perform auto wiring, by using XML, we have different mode. First is no. So by default, this auto wiring will be no. That is, it is not enabled. Yes, this auto wiring is not enabled by default. Yes. So second type is by name. Now, in case of by name mode, so what IOC container will do, it will search the dependency according to name of the bean. Yes, in case of by name, the IOC container is going to search the dependency based on name of the bean. In this type of case, in such case, property name and bean name must be same. So since here compiler, that is IOC container, will search, or IOC container will inject the dependency according to the name. So here name of the bean and property name must be same. Yes, and it can call. So basically by name it will call, by name internally it calls setter method or setter injection. So by name it calls setter injection. Next comes your by type. So in case of IOC container is going to inject the object based on the type. Yes, here IOC container will inject the object based on type. So in case of by type, IOC container will not search. IOC container will not search name of the bean and name of property. It will just search type of property. So these things we'll discuss, guys, once we'll go for program. No need to worry, just I'm explaining it theoretically. Next, coming about constructor. So in case of constructor mode, dependency will be injected. Dependency will be injected with the help of constructor. And in case of constructor type, the constructor having, in case of constructor type, by default, by type injection will be called. So don't worry, what are these things? I know theoretically you will not get the concept. So once we'll go for practically, you will get the concept, guys. But I hope what is auto wiring, what is the advantage of auto wiring, next what is the disadvantage, and in how many ways we can perform. You got the basic idea at least. Once we'll go for program, you will get a clear picture, guys. So you got the basic idea, guys. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, fine. So guys, all of you take down subheading as auto adding and first copy down the points. Then with the help of program, they will understand this concept. Yes, so all of you guys copy down these points. And meanwhile, we have some announcement regarding the placement, guys. So listen that. Yes, we have placement announcement. Whatever requirement today, like you can register for it. We have a, yeah. So you can register for it. Yeah. Yes, you can proceed. Vignesh sir, you can proceed.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Candidates, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Just note down the requirement.
Yes.
G2W completed, right? So the company name called Johnson's Control. Okay. Johnson Controls 60% throughout. 10th, 12th degree, 60% throughout. No masters. 19 plus 20. 19 plus 20. B. Okay. Only B. No masters. Even no B Tech. Only B and CSIT. Computer Science and Information Technology. BE, CSIT, skills Java, SQL, J2EE completed candidates. Okay, anyone matching for this? And even Springs and Hibernate also required. Anyone matching means you register for this. Again, I repeat, Johnson controls 60% throughout 1920. BE, CSIT, Java, J2EE, SQL, and Spring Cybernet completed candidates. Okay, full stack, almost full stack. The package is 5 to 7 lakhs package. If anyone matching, just register within 11:30 a.m. Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay. How many of you are matching, guys? Don't worry about complete strings. You can say still strings is in progress. We have not completed. But since you have completed Hibernate, you can register. How many of you are matching? None of you guys?
I am matching, sir, but I'm like it's information science.
Okay, that's not allowed. Only CSIT.
Okay.
Okay. What about others? None of you are matching? Okay, fine.
And the next
Fine.
requirement, device healthcare only male. Device healthcare only male. 18, 19, 20. 18, 19, 20 only male. B BTech, MSc MCA, ME MTech. B BTech, MSc MCA, ME MTech. Any stream, Java, SQL, J2EE completed candidates. Package as per the company standards. Package might be below or above, but they are not mentioned. They are not disclosed the salary details. But the criteria is this: 18, 19, 20, only male, B BTech, ME MSc MCA MTech, any branches, any stream, Java, SQL, J2EE completed candidates. Company name D. D for doll, device technology. Okay, for this anyone matching?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Chetan, you are matching.
Matching
Satish, you are matching.
candidates. So matching candidates, text your number immediately in WhatsApp, not WhatsApp, in the inbox itself. Now itself I will add you. Okay.
Right, share your number in chat box now itself, all of you. If you are matching,
Chat.
then yeah, name and phone number. Okay, name is already there. Fine, just phone number.
So candidates salary is not disclosed. Okay. So after once after if you got selected means you should not reject. As per the company standards, they will give whatever salary. In this pandemic, most of them don't have job itself. Okay. So if you assume if you got offered, join and work. Okay. Because it will be work from home itself first in 6 months or 1 year. So till that you can enjoy whatever job, nothing. Okay. So just immediately, whichever company join for the current situation. Okay.
Okay, fine guys. So just meanwhile copy down. I guess he's not having proper internet connections. Yeah, meanwhile copy down guys.
Okay, so that's it, certain. So the people who replied 3 members, for them I added. They need to
Okay,
share
done.
their
Thank you.
resumes after the class or whatever.
Okay. Guys, share the resume to HR after your class. Okay, thank you, sir. So guys, done. Have you copied?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I'll just scroll down, guys. Copy down the auto wiring modes in case of XML as well. So we'll see the things practically now. Whatever different modes we have discussed, no, by name, by type, constructor, I'll give all these points and then we'll discuss these things. So just copy down. Guys, done? Okay. What about others? Have you copied? Okay, so guys, now let us learn the things practically. So fine guys, so let us create a new package and there we will write this program. So let's say I'll create a class. So obviously guys, if you want to perform the dependency injection, then at least you should have two classes. Minimum two classes required, then only you can inject the dependency. So what I'll do, I'll create a class student. And let's say the package now I'm going to give com.jsp dot auto wiring com.jsp dot auto wiring, and then I'll click on finish. So one class has been created. Let us create one more class. So obviously guys, each and every student need a certificate. Each and every student need a certificate. So here for student certificate is required. So you can say student is dependent on certificate. So I'll create a class and I'll say certificate. Certificate, I'll click on finish. So currently guys, we have created two class, that is certificate and student. And here student class required certificate, or student is dependent on certificate. So we have created two class. Let me create main class, test class as well. So let's say I'll copy this from any of the package. Similarly, let us create a config file. So I'll copy from any of the package as well. Yeah, next. Let us open these two. Let us rename the package, this configuration file name as well. So right click and see, now later you can do it guys. Once you understand the concept, you can do it easily. So I'll give auto config.xml. All of this see now, don't do now. Yeah, later you can practice the things. Next, in app class, what I do, I'll just remove these unwanted things. Yeah. So now these are the basic things ready. Now we have to proceed with the programming. So first let us go to certificate class and declare some property. So I'll say private string certificate name, that is CNAME. Similarly, private string, let's say private double uh, certification duration, or let's say C duration, anything is fine. C duration, certificate duration. Like if you want to certified with Java, you need 3 months. Like that, I'm going to consider one name as well as duration, guys. Now let us declare constructor as well as getters and setters. Okay, so let us declare first getters and setters. So copy this, paste here. Yeah, that's it. Now let us proceed with toString method. And if you want, you can declare a constructor as well. So let us declare a constructor. This will be empty, nothing will be there here. Fine, let us similarly declare a toString method so that we can print the reference, we'll get the value. So yes, for this particular class, we have declared everything. Similarly, let us go back to student class, and actually student is dependent on certificate. So I'll say private certificate certi. Private certificate certi. Just a second, system is slow, lagging. So certificate, and let's say the variable name is certi. Here also let us declare one Getters, let us declare getter and setters for this class as well. We have only one property, select the certi, click on OK. Okay, so let us paste it up because first we need property, then getters and setters. Similarly, declare a constructor as well. Declare a constructor. Okay, so currently guys, you can see I have declared the argumented constructor so that if we want, with the help of constructor injection also, we can inject the object of certificate in the student class. Yes, so I have declared a argument constructor. Similarly, declare a no argument constructor as well. So these things you have to do, declare the constructor and so many things. Now let's say I'll give in constructor, I'll give a statement injecting the property using constructor. Spelling might be wrong guys, just ignore it. We are learning programming, not spellings. Yeah, we are not learning in LKG class. So let's say setting the properties using setter method. So let's give s as lowercase letter setter method. Yeah, these things are done. Let me declare a toString method as well. Then just click on OK. Yeah, these things are done guys. So now we have to perform auto wiring, in the sense, yeah, we have to perform wiring basically, and then we have to say to the compiler or IOC container to perform auto wiring. So we'll open our configuration file and so guys, let's see. If you want to perform this wiring explicitly, then what we have to do, we have to make use of one attribute, that is reference bean equals to this thing, and then we have to perform the injection. Yes, like this, if you want to inject, if you want to do it explicitly, we have to specify this ref b for this particular ref a bin. But since we are doing it implicitly, that is done by compiler or IOC container, so no need to worry about that. So hold on, I'm getting an error. Oh, no error. So let us take a bean first. Let us take a bean. So first I'm going to insert the property of, yes, first I'll insert the property of certificate, and then I'll inject the certificate reference into the class student. So let's say bean class equals to, and pass the fully qualified class name, even let's say name equals to. So here I'm going to give name as certi itself, name as certi itself. Now let's say here I need to pass the fully qualified class name. So let us go back to this particular class, copy the fully qualified class name and paste it in. And paste in this particular thing. These are the basic concepts we discussed long back. So I'm going a little fast guys. I hope you will get the concept. So I'm going to use P schema. So I'll say P colon and let us set the property. So course name equals to double quote. Similarly, P colon course duration. So let us copy and paste this particular thing guys. Otherwise, if we'll write each and everything, we might do spelling mistakes. So that I don't want. Equals to, let's say duration is 1.5 month. Okay, 2.5 month guys. 2.5 month, and the course will be hibernate and spring. Hibernate and springs. Yeah, these are the course of certification you want. So minimum you need 2 months, no doubt at all. 2.5 month guys. Now this is done. So now we have created the bean. We have created the bean, or we have created the object for certificate. Similarly, let us create a bean for class student. So I'll say bean class equals to, and I'll pass in double quotes. Yeah, fully qualified class name. So let us copy and pass a fully qualified class name guys. All of you look here, later you can do it. I'll give sufficient time. But first you just look here, all of you. Let us pass here fully qualified class name, and let us give a name here. Name equals to, let us give a name here guys. Name equals to, yeah, let's say name, I can give anything, so let's say stud1. Stud1. Yes, I'll take here stud1, and here I'll close this particular bean. Here I'll close this particular bean. Okay, I'm getting an error. Hold on just a second. Just a second. I should not get an error.
The
Okay.
double equal to.
No, single equal only. Okay, double equal to. I passed. Okay. Yeah. So now guys, what are different types of auto wiring mode we have, or what are different types of auto wiring mode we have in case of XML? So basically these are the types we have. Yes, these are the types we have. So first is your no. So by default, as I said, it is by default auto wiring mode will be disabled. Yes, in the sense by default it is no, so we cannot perform auto wiring. So we have to enable it. So by default it will be mode will be no. So next you can perform the auto wiring in basically 5 ways, but by default this is no. Next you can go for by name, or you can go for by type, or you can go for constructor, or you can go for auto detect. So guys, whenever you will go for by name, whenever you go for by name, then you have to remember the by name mode injects the object dependency according to the name of bean. Yes, so in case of by name, what compiler will do, it will search the name of bean, and it will search the name of property which you are going to inject. If the name of bean and if the name of property is same, then only IOC container will inject the property. If name is different, then it will give you left and right. It will give you left and right, or let's say compiler will store null value. Compiler will store null value. So first is by name. So in case of by name, what compiler will do guys? In case of by name, object dependency will be injected according to the name of bean and name of property. So guys, what property we have here? Yes, let us go back to, so what property we want to inject. So if you can see guys, in this student class, we want to inject certi. So this is nothing but certificate is nothing but is a property. Yes, certificate is nothing but it is a property. So certi is the variable. So in case of by name, this property name and bean name should be same. If name is different, then compiler will assign null value, or it will give left and right. So basically this particular name and this this bean name should be same. If name is different, then compiler will assign null value. So in case of by name, so what we will do, we will go with by name itself. So we will say here auto wire. We will say guys auto wire, and we will pass here by. So by default it will default itself. So we are not going to discuss no type, no mode, we are not going to discuss. So we will say auto wire by, and you can see you are getting here two options. You are getting here two options, by name and by type. So first we will see by name. So that's what I said guys. In case of by name dependency injection, the so in what we are going to inject guys, we are going to inject the certificate into student. We are going to inject certificate into student. So what is the certificate bean name? It's certi. So this name should be same as this property. This name and that bean name should be same. If the name is different, then compiler will give you left and right ways. So you have to provide same bean name as well as same property name. So that's it. If you want to perform guys auto wiring, just you have to specify this particular property here. Just you have to specify here this particular property. No need to make use of one tag and then we have to say reference and all. Just you have to say this much. So the time you will say this, compiler will get to know there is one entity student. Student wants the object of certificate, and this certificate bean will be injected inside this reference. So here compiler will get to know, and here you are going to specify auto wire. So auto wire by name. So here compiler will check this bean name and compiler will check this property. Compiler will check this bean name which we have to inject, and it will check the property name as well. If it is same, then only it will be injected, otherwise it will assign null value or it may give an error. So let us proceed. We have created a class, configuration is done. Now we have to go for main class. So let us create the object here, certificate first. Certificate c equals to context dot, actually the certificate is not required, but that's okay. Get beans okay, semicolon. So let us pass the bean name and class name as well. So class name is certificate dot class, and here we have to pass the bean name. So what bean name we have specified there? It's certi here. It's certi. And if you want, just print it this out and print the C. Just to differentiate, give a divider, guys. Okay, says out. Then let's say what another name we have, student. Student s equals to context dot get beans basically, and we'll pass here what is the bean name, and here we have to pass the class name. I hope these things we discussed long back. You don't have any doubt in this. Student dot class. You're not having any doubt, I hope. So next, bean name. What is the bean name? It's student1, stud1. Let us pass here stud1, and let us print this reference as well. Yeah, even guys, we have to change this configuration file name. Yes, even we have to change this configuration file name. So no need to write it, just right click on this configuration name and select this copy qualified name and just go and paste here. But you have to remove few things here. Just you have to pass the package name, no need to give the complete name. So just paste it here, and before com, whatever you have, just remove it. Yes, that's it. Our work is done. I hope we will not get any error. Let's see what's happening basically here. Yes, let's see. Let's go back to this document once again. Now, in case of by name, in such case, property name and bean name must be same. Yes, it must be same, and it calls internally setter. So remember guys, in case of by name, to inject one property inside or inject one object inside another object, it will make use of setter method. So in setter method, if you remember guys, we gave a point here, injecting the property using setter. So even this point should be printed. Let us proceed and execute. So again, I'll repeat, we have created two class. So here we are going to inject the property of certificate into student, and configuration is done. So here we are going to make use of auto wire. So here compiler will search the bean name and property name. If it is same, then only compiler will inject the property. Then only one object will be injected inside another object. Now coming about this by name, in case of by name auto wire, it will make use of setter injection internally. It makes use of setter injection automatically or internally. Let us proceed and execute. If you will get any error, we'll solve it. So it might take some time, just have patience. Okay, not executing. Let me see console. Okay, it is in progress. It is in progress. Let's see. Let's see. So guys, you can see. So since we have used by name, so internally setter injection has been called. So you can see setting the property using setter method. Now one object has been created. You can see guys, one object has been created, and in the object name is certificate, and this property has been injected here. Similarly, one more object has been created, and inside the student object, certificate object has been injected here. So you can see we have student, and with the help of this certi reference, this certificate object has been injected here. So this is nothing but guys, this is nothing but your by name auto wire dependency injection. By name auto wire dependency injection. Now I'll go back to configuration file and I'll change these names. I'll change the bean name and property name. So let's say the bean name is cert, C-E-R-T. It is cert. Now I'll execute this. So guys, currently we are using by name auto wiring. So it will check if the name are different, if the bean name and property name is different, then the property won't be injected. Then the property won't be injected. So it will give you an error. So let us see and execute. Let us execute the things. So right click, done as Java application. So you can see it is throwing an error here. It is telling no bean named cert available. No bean cert available. So that's what if we are going to make use of by name. So it will check the property name as well as it will check the bean name. If these two matches, then only object will be injected. Otherwise, it will throw an. Guys, is it clear? First type, is it clear, guys?
Yes,
Yeah. So guys, all of you execute this. Then we can proceed with the next type. Yeah, do it fast, guys. All of you just create two class, configure it, and then proceed with these things. Yes, guys, do it fast. If you are facing a difficulty, let me know. Once we are done with this, we can proceed with by type and all. But first, learn these things properly. If you get this concept by name, then next two are very easy. Yeah, execute it fast. Guys, once you're done, let me know. Yeah, I'll open this configuration file. Yeah, once you're done, let me know, guys. So guys, done, all of you? Okay, fine, guys. So next is your, this is was by name. Next is your byte type. So guys, coming about byte type, yeah. Coming about byte type here, name of property and name of bean can be different. Here, byte type, name of property and name of bean can be different because here dependency will be injected according to the type, not according to the name. So here, name of property and name of bean can be different. And again here, it is going to call your getter method. Again, it is going to call the setter method. So let us go back and let us see how it works actually. Yeah. So guys, nothing great. I won't remove this. I'll just comment this part. So let's say I'll comment this part. Now, similarly, I do copy paste here, and instead of this by name, I'll give here by type. By type. Okay, storing an error. Fine. By type. You can see this is the 5 measure we have. Yeah, by type. Now, the time I'm using by type, what I'll do, I'll change the name. I'll change the name. I'll say cert. I'll say CERT. So since this time the name is different and we are using by type, then nothing will, like, it won't be affected. Automatically, while compiler will get to know this time, yes, this time user don't want to inject based on name. They wants to inject based on type. So automatically this particular bean will be injected inside this object. So let us execute and let's see the output. So here we will get the output whatever we are getting previously. Okay, we are getting some error. Just a second. No bean name. Okay, so here we are getting an error, guys. CERT we have to give. Yeah, in main class. So now let's say, yes, you can see we are getting output. We are getting output. Here name was given same, but getting out. Still we are getting output. And as I said, in case of by type also setter injection will be called. By type also, guys, setter injection will be called. Yes, is it clear, guys? Yes, what is the difference by name, by type? Is it clear? So just
Yes, sir.
change, yeah, just change it to by type and try to execute. Here, if name is different also, nothing will happen. One object will be injected inside another object. Yeah, do it fast, guys. Then we'll go for constructor type, and then we'll go for untraced type. You guys done? Okay. So let us go for constructor type now. Let us go for constructor type. So guys, in case of constructor, you can read the point. The constructor mode injects the dependency by calling constructor of the class. So in case of constructor mode, the property will be injected based on constructor type. And basically, in case of constructor mode, it calls the constructor which is having larger number of parameters. It will call the constructor which is having larger number of parameter or which has more argument, which has maximum number of argument. So what we will do, guys, just we will go and we will change it to constructor type. We will change it to constructor type. So let me comment this part as well. And here we'll say constructor mode. Something like this I'm going to give. Okay, the spelling mistake, guys, you can correct it. Constructor mode. And here, instead of auto or byte type, we'll say constructor. We'll say constructor. So here, obviously, property will be injected or one object will be injected inside another object based on constructor with the help of constructor, basically with the help of constructor. So since we are using, guys, since we are using here constructor type, so internally this constructor type also calls by type. Internally this constructor type also it calls by type. It will not call by name, it will call by type only. So here basically constructor will be invoked and property will be injected. For the previous program, guys, if you remember, we were setting the property using setter, but this time if I execute, we will get setting the property using constructor, because we are using here constructor mode. So here constructor will inject the property. You can see injecting the property using constructor, and we can see the value. And again, inside student object, certificate has been injected. And you can see, guys, in this class we had two constructors. In student class, guys, we had two constructor. First is no argument constructor and second is argument constructor. So this particular constructor has not been invoked. This constructor has been invoked because just now we discussed it calls the constructor which has larger number of parameters. So obviously compared to the first one, second constructor has larger number. It is not having any parameter, it contains one parameter. So this particular constructor has been invoked and object has been injected. Okay, this also execute fast. Just you have to change it, that's it. Instead of auto wire by type, just give constructor type and just execute this. So guys, is it done? Okay, fine, guys. So this is all about we can perform auto wiring with the help of examine. Similarly, guys, you can perform auto wiring with the help of annotation. You can perform auto wiring with the help of annotation. So what I'll do, I'll remove this auto wire type. Or what else you can do, guys? Just you can comment each and everything here. Just you can comment each and everything. Or let's say I'll just remove this thing. I'll just remove these things. So currently, guys, I want to perform auto wiring. Yes, I want to perform auto wiring with the help of annotation. So guys, coming about auto wiring with the help of annotation, it can be done. Basically, we can use to perform auto wiring annotation. Yeah, if you want to perform auto wiring with the help of annotation, so you have to use, yes, you have to make use of annotation, that is auto wired. So by using auto wired annotation, you can specify to IOC container to perform auto wiring among the classes. Yes, so here just you have to make use of one annotation, that is auto wired. That is auto wired. So this auto wired annotation can be used. This auto wired annotation can be used just before property name. Yes, it can be used just before property name, or you can say just before property name, or just before constructor, or just before reference name. So this auto wired annotation, guys, it can be used just before property name, or just before setters, or just before constructor name. So yes, let us go back and perform these things first. So if you want to perform auto wiring with the help of annotation, guys, then you have to use, don't copy anything, don't take any point, don't execute anything, just see here first. So this auto wired annotation can be used at the three places. It can be used just before the property name, or you can use just before the setter, or you can use just before the constructor. Yes, it can be used anywhere. So let's say if you want to perform auto wire, so you can see, guys, I remove this particular annotation auto wire from this class. So I'll go back and just before the reference name, I'll say auto wired. Auto wired. So the time you will use auto wired annotation, yes, so the time you will use auto wired annotation, then what will happen? Compiler will get to know that user wants to inject. Yes, compiler will get to know that user wants to inject this particular certificate property inside student property. Or compile the time you will use here auto, yeah, auto wired annotation, then compiler or IOC container will get to know user wants to inject certificate property inside student, or user wants to inject certificate object inside student. So just you have to use here auto wired. And yes, our work is done. Nothing else we have to do. Our work is done. So let us go back and execute this. Okay, but you can see, guys, one object has been created. One object has been created. So the object contains certificate and these many things are there. Now you can see inside the student class, we have a reference certi. Yes, inside the student class, we have a reference certi, but the certi reference is pointing to null. Yes, the certi reference is pointing to null. Why, guys? Why the certi reference is pointing to null? Why this object certificate has not been injected? Yes, see, we have used the annotation. We have used one annotation, that is auto wire. So compiler will get to know this object certificate should be injected inside student class. These many things we have completed, but still you can see, guys, in the console we are not getting the output. Object has not been injected. Yes, certificate object has not been injected, guys. Why like that we are getting the output, guys? Can anyone tell me why this object has not been injected here?
Do we have to use one more annotation in certificate.java?
No. So if you have attended studies class, you can say, if you got the concept of annotation, then you can say life cycle. We have used something, configuration, in configuration file. We have used something. Do you remember? So guys, in last class, we have discussed
Context,
that.
annotation, config.
Yes. So by default, in case of your Spring, all the annotations will be disabled. By default, in case of Springs, all the annotations will be disabled. So what we have to do, we have to enable it. So if you want to enable the annotation, we have to make use of one property tag. We have to make use of one property. So the property name is context colon annotation config. Context colon annotation config. So that we have to specify. Yes, that we need to specify where that we need to specify in the configuration file. So let us go and let us paste it there. Yeah, let us go back and let us make use of this particular annotation. Just a second. Yeah, let us go back and just insert this particular thing, guys. So I'll go back to configuration file and top, before declaring a bean, I'll say I'll use a property context colon annotation hyphen config. Yes. Yes, I'm using, guys, context colon annotation config. But hold on, we are getting an error. Yes, but we are getting an error. Why we are getting an error, guys? Any guess?
We have to change that to spring beans dot constant. There, sir.
Yes. So guys, remember, in up to a Spring 2.5 version, up to Spring 2.5 version, we can configure the Spring using XML only. Up to version 2.5, we can configure the XML. We can configure the XML using, yeah, we can configure the XML using XML only. From Spring version 3, we can configure the XML, sorry, we can configure the Spring using annotation. So what we have to do, guys, we have to change the schema now. We have to change the schema. So currently you can see in this particular schema, none of the version has been specified. So again, I'll repeat, up to Spring version 2.5, we can perform configuration only using XML. But from Spring version 3 onwards, we can perform configuration by using annotation as well. So what we have to do, just we have to change this schema. If you are using Java 9, Java 10, you will not get this error, guys. But if you will use Java 8, you will get this error. So let me paste the new configuration here. So still we are getting error. Let us see now. Still we are getting an error because we have used here p schema. So even we have to declare this p schema, guys. So what you will do, you will just copy this and you will paste here, and instead of context you will say here p. You will say p here as well. You will say, because we have used p schema, guys, you can see. So we have to declare the p schema in this particular schema file. So if you want to use annotation, guys, you have to make use of schema version 3.0. Before 3.0, we cannot. In the sense, after 2.5 onwards, we can use annotation. So guys, I'll share this schema. Just copy and paste. Keep it for future use, guys. Yeah. So if we are going to use annotation, guys, make use of this schema only. So I'll share in the chat box. You can get it from like Google itself, no problem, but no need to dig that much. So I'll just share in chat box. Oh, it's not happening. It's not happening. Just a second, guys. Let me copy this again. at last you have to close the bean tag, that you know. Yes, so if you want to use annotation, guys, you have to make use of this particular schema. So as the class progress, you will learn each and everything. Yes, no need to worry. So now we have used here context colon annotation hyphen config. So if we will use this particular property, then all the annotation will be activated. So basically this particular you can say tag is used to activate, it activates all the annotation. It activates all the annotation of strings. Yes, that's it. Now let us go back and execute. We'll see whether the object of certificate has been injected or not. Yes, you can see. This time the object of certificate has been injected to student. But the time you will remove this tag, again this particular object won't be injected. So basically this tag is used to inject or activate the annotation. If you are going to use any annotation, guys, mandatory you have to activate it. You have to enable it. So you can do by that this particular tag. So if we'll comment this part, you can see the object has not been injected because annotation at the rate auto wired is not active. It's not enabled. Now you can see again it will be injected, guys. Yes. So this is the first, like auto wired we can use. Yes, auto wired we can use just before this particular reference name, or this auto wired can be used. Now guys, if you see the console, you will not get setting the property by using getters and setters, because this time the property has been injected with the help of reference. This time you will not get setting the property by using getters or setters, because we have used auto wired just before the reference. So here object type reference has been injected. Now let us go for auto wired. So I'll use this auto wired just before the constructor. So this time property should be injected, or object should be injected using constructor. Let us execute. Let's see. Yeah, you can see, guys, injecting the property using constructor. For the last case, for the previous case, it was injected with the help of reference, but this time it has been injected with the help of constructor. So even you can use this particular auto wired before constructor, before the reference, or even you can use before the setter method. Before the setter method. So this time the property will be injected with the help of setter method. Let us execute. Yes, you can see setting the property using setter method. Guys, with the help of auto wired annotation, you can inject the property, so either you can go for auto wired annotation or you can go for XML. In XML again we have multiple types, but trust me guys, in industry we will use annotation more, so you have to focus on annotation. Yes, in industry we are going to use annotations. We will not, rarely will use XML, guys. In case of strings I'm talking about. In case of strings we will use annotation more compared to XML. Yes. So guys, just take down one point. Basically, this auto wired annotation can be used. It can be used just before just before reference type, just before name, and so on. So just copy down this point, take down auto wiring using annotation, and just copy down these points. And one more thing, guys, whenever we are going to make use of auto wired annotation, here by default you can say type, byte type will be called. by type will be called. Yes, so just copy down these points. Okay, so guys, I hope you have copied these points. So let us execute this program now. Yeah, just execute this. So just you have to use annotation. You can use like either before reference, before constructor, or setters. And just you have to do this configuration. Just you have to make use of one tag here. So all of you do it fast. If you are facing any difficulty, guys, please let me know. And you have to use new schema. You cannot use old schema, guys. Why? I explained already. So just execute the things. If you have doubt, let me know in chat box. Yes, execute and go through the auto wiring concept neatly, guys. Give me 2 minutes. Yeah. Complete this and go through the auto wiring concepts neatly with the help of XML and by the help of annotation. Give me 2 minutes. Guys, is it done? Yes, any
Yes,
doubt up to where guys have? Okay.
no.
Okay. So guys, let us do a small change here. Just a second. Okay. So guys, what I'll do, I'll create two bins here. Yes, I'll create two bin of certificate. So let's say I'll go back to configuration file and let's say I'll copy this part of code and I'll say here certificate name. This time I'll give Java and J2EE. Let's say Java and J2EE. So for Java and J2EE, max to max, you can say 2 month, 2.0. Max to max guys, 2 month. So name I'll give as a here, I'll give name as 31. Since we are using type internally, it calls the type annotation as well. So if the name is different, not a big deal guys. 32. Yes, since here whenever we use auto wired annotation internally, it calls type, or you can say type mode will be activated. So I'll give here two bins. I'll give here two bins. Now let us, yeah. Now what I'll do, I'll go to main class. So the certificate thing is not required, so I'll just delete this part. Let us delete this part guys. Now even this divider is not required. Let us delete. Now if I'll execute this guys, then what will happen? Yeah, if I'll execute, will I get the output guys? Whether the certificate 1 will be injected here or certificate 2 will be injected guys, we'll get the output or we'll get the error guys. Yes. So guys, here you can see we have created two bean. We have created two bean, that is certificate 1 and certificate 2. So here compiler will be confused. That is, I should insert in this particular certi, I should insert certi 1 or certi 2. So here compiler will give you left and right. That is, it will throw an error because your compiler is confused itself. So let us execute this and let's see what error we are getting here. Yes, we will get an error. Let us see this error guys. So just scroll right side. Let's see. Not found, certificate 2 not found. Okay, just a second guys, just a second. Yeah, you can see here expected. So here compiler is expecting only one bean. Here compiler is expecting only one bean, but we got here two bean. That's what expecting single matching bean, but found two. So we found here two bean, that is 31 and 32. Yes, so we have, at a time we can inject only one bean guys. At a time we can inject only one object, but we have specified here two bean. That is the reason compiler is confused that I should inject 31 bean inside student or 32 bean inside student. So here you can see it is throwing an error, expecting single matching bean, but found two bean here. So this problem can be solved by using an annotation. Even we have to solve this problem by using an annotation. So you have to make use of one annotation, that is @qualifier. You have to make use of one annotation, that is @qualifier. So let us use, so just before this particular object name, you will say @qualifier. And here you have to specify, which bean you want to inject, inside student object. So if you want to inject 31, you will pass here 31 guys. If you want to inject 31, you will pass here 31. If you want to inject 32, we'll pass here 32. So currently I want to inject 31. So what I'll do, inside this qualifier, we will pass here 31. So basically, this @qualifier is used to remove the auto wiring conflict. Basically, this @qualifier is used to remove that conflict between the bills. So let us execute and see what's happening now. We should not get the error. So currently 31 bean should be injected. So what is 31, guys? You can see we should get here hibernate and strings. Let us execute and see the output, whether we are getting the output or not. Okay, still we are getting the error, guys. Why so? Why so? Set 30, no qualifying type 31. Still we are
We
getting
haven't
error.
said that 31 in setter method, sir.
Okay, we have not used. We have used, right? Okay,
Sir, we
okay,
are
just a
passing
second.
31.
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, this we have to do for this particular. Correct, correct. So currently we are using here this type. So we have to pass this here. Yeah, we have to say auto wired with the help of 30, and we have to specify what type of wiring you want. Yes, if you want to perform with the help of setters, then you have to pass this @qualifier in the setter method. If you want to perform with the help of constructor, you have to pass in constructor. Yes, let us execute now and let's see what's happening. Yes, yes, that was the error, I guess. Let us execute. Still we are going to get the error? No error. So guys, you can see we got here hibernate and string. So here 31 bean has been injected inside student. Yes, if you want, you can do same with the help of constructor. So you have to copy these two things for the constructor as well as for the setter. Or if you want to inject 32, so you can pass here 32. So in 32, we know we have something as Java and J2EE. Duration is 2.0 months. So if you will execute this now, so this time 32 bean will be injected. 32 bean will be injected. You can see we are getting Java and J2EE and duration is 2.0. So this particular conflict, guys, can be solved by using a annotation that is @qualifier. So similarly, we have used this @auto wired before the class, before the reference name, before the constructor, before the setter. So even you can use either of the places. You can use just before the constructor, just before like just before constructor, just before your setter method, or just before your reference name. So guys, all of you take down one small point regarding @qualifier, and then you can execute this program. Yes, so just take down guys small point regarding @qualifier annotation. Even it can be used either just before reference or constructor or just before setter method. I hope all these points are clear, guys. Just copy it, and still if you have any doubt, you can ask. Yes. So guys, done, I hope. So this auto wiring concept is very important, guys. You will get to know the importance of auto wiring once we will go for string MPC. So now you feel, sir, it's not that important. We can do it explicitly. But you will get to know the importance of this auto wiring once we'll go for MVC architecture or MVC module of Spring. There we can't write much code because already MVC is little bit complicated. So you will get the importance of this auto wiring there. So still we are learning guys core of Springs. We have not entered into the advanced concept. So in next 2 to 3 class we'll complete the core Spring. Then we will go for JDBC module. Yes, next 2 to 3 class max to max. So guys, is it clear auto wiring? What is the advantage? What is the drawback? And so many things. Is it clear? So guys, shall we extend for 1 more hour or 45 minutes? Yeah. If these concepts are clear already, shall we extend for 45 minutes or 1 hour, guys? All of you? If all of you will say yes, then only I'll extend, guys. Yes, guys, tell me yes or no. Shall I extend for 45 minutes or 1 hour more? No or yes? Tell me. Yes, guys, respond. Either yes or no. Okay, guys, fine. If you don't want me to continue, I'll stop here because I can't see any message in the chat box. So, guys, practice the things every day. No, guys, or yes, tell me fast. Anything is fine. If you want me to complete the portion faster, then we have to go a little fast, guys. Okay, guys, fine. We'll stop here. Yeah, go through. If you have any doubt, you can ask in next class. Fine, guys. Thank you, everyone. If you are not going to respond, I can't help you out. Yes, I know, Akash. You don't have any class, but other people are not ready. So, guys, later don't blame me that your course has not completed. We are dragging a lot. Yes. Since you are not having classes, guys, we can complete the things faster. You can sit for 3 hours, not a big deal, because previously, if you had Java class and SQL class, you used to sit for 4 hours, 5 hours. Just you have to work hard, guys, if you want bread and butter. If you want to learn the things faster, then you have to work hard. That's it. Later, don't blame me, sir. You have not covered all the concepts because so there is some reason. So I'm telling I want to complete the things faster. Behind this, some reason is there, guys. Yes. So fine, guys. If people are not ready, we'll stop here. No problem. Practice the things, but later don't blame me. Now itself I'm telling you. If you want me to touch each and everything, then either you have to sit for longer hours or I need to skip the topic. That's it. Choice is yours. You know, we have started from the scratch each and everything, guys, so that you can learn the things easily, properly. I'm not leaving a single topic. Small things also I'm not leaving. Go and sit in some other trainer class, you'll get to know. Let's start directly from Spring Boot. Fine, guys. So practice the things. We'll continue in tomorrow's class, same time. If you are not going to respond, it won't help you out. It is not helpful for you as well as for me. Later, don't blame me. Now it's just I'm telling you. Okay, guys. Fine then. We'll stop here. Bye bye. Thank you, everyone. Take care.